Cuba says it has now killed 4 people on a speedboat originating from Florida and injured 6 others. The Cuban government says the boat's occupants were Cuban nationals who were living in the U.S. and alleges they were attempting to carry out terrorism on the island. CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes joins us now for more on this story. Nancy, tell us a bit about how we got here.
Well, everything we know is basically coming from the Cuban government at this point, Chanel. They say that there were 10 people on this speedboat that was registered in Florida, and those 10 people were all Cuban nationals who were armed, who were trying to infiltrate the island of Cuba. And they say that when their guards approached this boat, asked for identification, that's when men on the boat opened fire at them, which then caused the Cuban authorities to fire back, killing 4 of the 10 people on board. They say all of them were Cubans living in the U.S. Some of them had violent criminal records, and says they say that they seized rifles and handguns and Molotov cocktails and the rest. Now, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, says that the U.S. is doing a thorough investigation into exactly what happened here. Take a listen to how he describes it.
It's highly unusual to see shootouts in open sea like that. It's not something that happens every day. It's something, frankly, that hasn't happened with Cuba in a very long time. But we're going to find out.
The Cubans say that the people on this speedboat essentially were terrorists who had a desire to infiltrate Cuba. The White House so far has had no reaction.
And as you know, Nancy, tensions are already high between the United States and Cuba. How does what happened, sort of reframe the discussions that are being had within the walls of the Oval Office?
Vlad, I think it's really going to depend on who these 10 individuals were. Were they dual citizenships? Did they have any of them have U.S. citizenship? Were they legally residing in the United States? That could cause some tensions. But tensions, as you point out, were already high. The U.S. Blocking a lot of oil sales to Cuba, particularly from Venezuela, from Mexico, even though President Trump says that diplomatic talks are taking place with Cuba as well, and that he thinks that they are going well.
All right, Nancy Cordes, thank you.